Back again to talk about my grandfather. I guess you would call him step grandfather, but anyway, Joseph Alonzo Beverly, but we always call him J.A. for short. And Joe, we would call him J.A. and we also call him Joe. And he always kept a garden every season. He'll be out there in the garden because the garden is right there in front of the house. It was because you come up the driveway and then you have that piece of land on the right side. When you come up the driveway, and he would garden right there, that piece of land that was right up beside the driveway. He would grow what? Corn, string beans, watermelon, cantaloupe, tomatoes, squash. He would grow all those things. He would work all that by hand, did all of it by hand. Then he would sit outside in his chair telling stories, when he would grow up. Then it'd be in the summertime. He would still wear his thermal underwear and long johns underneath his clothes. He said he kept him cool, but I don't see how in the world long johns keep you cool in 100-degree heat. But that's what he said. Then he slept on a bed that was beside the wood stove, because when you first walk in, there's the dining room table at the door, and his bed was over there on the left side up against the wall. That's where he slept. And he would sleep on the bed. He would be laying down on the bed when there were all these people coming in the house. He'd still be laying down on the bed, resting himself. He would be at peace, even though all these people coming in and sitting around the table around him. He would still lay down there and rest himself. It didn't bother him. It didn't matter to him. But and Joe, like when we were in school, especially elementary school, middle school, if nobody was at home, we would get off the school bus at J.A.'s house, at Joe's house, and he'd be way on the end of the lane for us, and he would drive us back up there in his old Ford pickup truck, because it was kind of light blue. Yeah, it was a light blue, powder light blue truck, and he would shift gears on that. I remember him driving us to the store in it. Because I sat beside him, and my sister, Yolanda, she was sat on there by the door. She didn't want to sit by Joe for some reason. So I was the one sitting beside him. I watched him shift gears in that truck. And we drove up to the Parvin supermarket, and he got gas that day. Yeah, and because that's when he had the gas pumps and stuff there. But that was fun riding in that truck. It would make a squeaky noise, you're on the bump, squeak, squeak, squeak. And he would shift gears and stuff and drive us back. Yeah, that was fun. Riding around that old 4-wheeler truck that he had. He would tell a story, he would work his garden, do a lot of things around the house there. The way he would talk. I mean, he had that Virginia accent, Joe did. Yeah, I remember him now, his voice now when he would talk. I would sit down there. So every now and then he would get a little riled up, somebody would get him upset about something, because Joe never did really much of a fuss or nothing like that though, but if you get him upset, you definitely would hear about it. Yep, but he was cool, calm, even-tempered person, Joe was.